Welcome to the intermediate training. If you have not watched the beginning series, please do so now before continuing with this, as well as if you do not have everything understood from the beginning series, please do not continue with the series until you have everything understood in the beginning, because we'll be implementing things we went over in the beginning in this next series. That being said, let's begin with our intermediate training. This is a general flow of a chat. We've kind of coined this phrase general flow for the basics of what is needed in a chat. We have a lot of clients that only require this general flow, and that's all they need. Okay? We do have other clients that require more specific questions to be asked and more specific information to be obtained, but we want you to understand the general flow of the chat first. Once you begin chatting, you will be placed on the general flow clients only. This way you can get the hang of chatting. As you progress through your training, we will begin to add more advanced clients into your skills. Okay, so here we start with the general flow. The information that we need to obtain from the visitors. We need to know the campus location if there's more than one. If it's a particular client that only has one location, for example, IBT, ATI, NCE, Lamson, or even Parker University, they only have one campus location. So obviously you would not need to ask what location the student's looking to attend. Okay, that's just common sense. We need to know the program interest of the student. We also need to know the educational background. Now, our general flow clients just need a high school diploma or GED for the student to attend. How we obtain this educational background is, we'll say, we require our students to have a high school diploma or GED to attend. May I ask your current highest level of education? And this final one here, how they found or heard of the school, it can be a little bit jarring in the flow. You'll get better about learning how to work it into the conversation. But we obtain this for our clients to better help them with their marketing to reach their target audience. So it's very important for them to get that from us, because then they can narrow their marketing more so. How do we obtain this information? Well, you have to address the needs of the visitor. Okay, they're coming on, and you'll find a lot of times when they come on, sometimes the first question they'll ask is, am I speaking to a robot? You can address that really easily. You can say, no, I'm a real person. I'm here to help you. It's a quid pro quo type situation. They're going to come on here because all they want is information. They're not expecting for you to ask questions of them, because you are supposed to be here as a service to them. They need their questions asked. So the best way to get the information you require is to address their needs. When you address their needs, they're going to be more willing to answer your questions. And that's how you take control of the conversation. No matter what question they ask first, practice active listening, that you have read their question and that you're going to find the best way to get that answer for them. But then ask one of the questions you need. We'll get into this a little bit further into this series, but one of the most main questions that is asked is, what is the cost of the program? And there's a great way to answer that. If someone rings in, they say, hey, my name is Julie. What's the cost of the medical assistant program? You can say, nice to meet you, Julie. I can obtain that information for you. While I gather it for you, may I ask which location you're looking to attend? So you've addressed Julie directly. You've let her know that you have a means of obtaining the answer to the question she wants, but you're also taking control of the conversation by getting your question answered as well. Okay, it's a flow, and it's a dance you have to do with them. So once we've obtained those 4 pieces of information, Our next step is to get this person into the campus. That is, unless, again, like we were talking about in the beginning series, it's an online program. Well, obviously, we're not going to schedule someone for an online appointment. Okay, remember that's a consult. But if they're looking to attend a physical location for a program that takes place at the classroom, our main goal is to set up an appointment, and we want a same day, next day is preferred. Sometimes they have busy schedule and they're like, well, I can't do it this week. So what you can say is, not a problem. Is there a day next week that works for you? So you want to definitely start steering the conversation hard here. You want to get them in as soon as possible. No appointment, and typically we like to offer for an appointment twice. They say, oh, I can't do it this week. Oh, is there a day next week that works better for you? Oh, well, I haven't gotten my work schedule yet, so I don't know. Okay, so you've made an attempt to make an appointment twice. Our clients are going to see that you did your best to get them in for an appointment. Once they've declined that twice, your next option is to offer for a follow-up. I understand that you can't make it in right now. You have a very busy schedule. Until you're able to schedule an appointment, I'd like to have someone reach out to you to go over additional information of this program. May I have your full name, phone number, and email address, please? So that's our secondary goal, is a follow-up. Because this at least gives the admissions representative an opportunity to reach out to the person and say, oh, hi, Julie. I noticed that you spoke with us on our website 2 days ago. At that time, you were not able to schedule an appointment. We want to know if your schedule has freed up a little bit. We'd like to bring you in to meet with us and discuss the medical assistant program. Avoid open-ended questions. Open-ended questions can get you into a sticky situation. Okay, now, so we'll go into what that is. Here's some examples of open-ended questions that can get you into a difficult situation. Asking, how soon are you looking to get started? The reason why this is not a good question to ask is you ask a question like this, how soon are you looking to get started? Typically, what their response is going to be, as soon as possible. When's the next start date? Guess what? You don't know what the next start date is. So you've put yourself into a situation of asking, how soon are you looking to get started, to then disappoint them by their follow-up question to you. These next two, try to avoid these as much as possible. And it's really difficult to avoid these questions, but you learn a way to do it. A lot of times people will just ring in, they'll say, hey, my name is John. I have some questions about the medical assistant program. Or, hi, my name is John. I want some information on the medical assistant program. The problem with that is, if you say, what are your questions or what information are you looking for, in the similar situation to with saying, how soon are you looking to get started, they might ask you a question that you don't have the answer to. And then that sets you up to disappoint them, and then they're not going to want to come in to have an appointment. So with questions like, when they come in saying, I have some questions about the medical assistant program, or I want some information about the medical assistant program, you can say, this is where it can give you an opportunity to steer the conversation. You say, sure thing, John, I'll do my best to help you. May I begin by asking what campus you're looking to attend? So until John or whoever gives you a specific question, don't ask him what his questions are. Continue with your script. Take control of the conversation. The only open-ended question that we do have to say is, would you be available to visit the campus today or tomorrow? The only type of response you're going to receive from this is a yes or a no. And I've had a lot of times where I say, would you be available to visit the campus today or tomorrow? And all they say is no. And it kind of kills the conversation. So it's an open-ended conversation question that we have to ask. And it's the only one that we really allow. And if someone just says straight up no, okay, that's fine. Is there another day that might work better for you? That's how you can pick that conversation back up from dying in the ground like that. After you scheduled the appointment, you will want to provide the campus address and confirm the day and time they are scheduled. Remember, if there isn't a pre-chat survey, where they've already provided their first and last name, their phone number, and email address, once you're getting the appointment scheduled, you have to ask them for their full name, phone number, and email address. But you need to confirm the day and time for them. This way there is no confusion as to what day they're coming in and what time they're coming in. I also like to, and we'll get into this into an example chat, where I provide them a way to email the entire chat transcript to themselves so that they can have a reminder to what day they're coming in and what time they're coming in. Because a lot of times they'll schedule it, they won't write down what day or time they're coming in, and a day or two later someone else will get that chat and they'll say, I scheduled an appointment but I don't know what time that was supposed to come in, you know. So this avoids additional work for yourself or other chatters to not have to redo an entire chat because they didn't write down the information. All right, that is the first intermediate training video. I hope you enjoyed it.